This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com. Be sure to visit SoccerPro.com for all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off a $75 purchase, plus free shipping within the US. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a retro unboxing plus on-feet video of the Adidas Predator Absolutes. So as you can see, it comes in this retro style Adidas box. I'll remove the lid here, and then on the inside, the first thing you're going to see is an Adidas string bag. The string bag itself features the Adidas Team Jest logo and Predator logos on the front, and then on the back you're going to find the Power Pulse branding with a little mesh compartment there to put the extra insoles that are included with the shoes that I've already removed for the sake of the video. So I'll get the shoes out of the box here and get the box out of the way. If you guys do enjoy the retro unboxings on my channel, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really does take a lot of time and effort to hunt down these older pairs that are actually pretty hard to come by. So like I said, if you enjoy the retro unboxings, be sure to support the video with a like. As far as what I have here, this is a brand new size 9 US Adidas Predator Absolutes in that classic black, red, and white Predator colorway. I had a pair of these back when I was 13 years old or so. It was the first ever high-end shoe that I ever owned. I basically wore them to the ground. I might still have them, I'm not sure. I'll look for them, but if I do have them, they're absolutely trashed. But this is a really cool pair of shoes and really does show how far along the Predator series has come. And I know a lot of people really don't like the new Predators if you were a fan of these older style shoes, but for the most part I don't feel like a shoe like this would sell nowadays. I feel like Adidas kind of had to change the Predator along with the style of shoe that people are really interested nowadays. And let me know down below in the comments, because I'm kind of interested now. Because I personally believe that if a shoe like this released today alongside the current Predator LZ, the Predator LZ would outsell this shoe with huge numbers. They would barely sell any of these, just because this is a style of shoe and a way of thinking as far as soccer shoes go that people just really aren't into nowadays. Back 7 years ago, this was the shoe to have. But nowadays, I really don't think that this is a style of shoe that people are interested in. So again, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Would you wear this shoe if it released nowadays? Or would you go for the current Predator LZ? So as far as the shoe itself goes, it does have all the classic Predator elements. The first thing and the major thing that sticks out to me about the Predator series, or the older Predator series, is of course this fold over tongue with the elastic strap to hold it down. There's always kind of controversy as to where you're supposed to put the elastic strap. Personally, when I wore them, I always wore them with the strap back here. I don't know why. It's just how I did it as a kid. But I know a lot of people like to wear them further up, so the tongue kind of covers the entire laces, as you guys can see there. The laces are pushed to the outside, if you didn't know. So there are laces on the shoe. But that tongue is there, and we saw that kind of Adidas get rid of the tongue, because I know a lot of people weren't big fans of it. And there is a way of wearing them to where you can actually eliminate the tongue altogether, which I'll show you a little bit later in the on-feet portion of the video. The upper itself is made from full kangaroo leather, really high quality, nice and soft, makes for a very comfortable and good fitting shoe. And then of course you do have your classic Predator striking element, which has evolved so many times over the years. You can see it's much lower on this shoe than what you're going to find on the current striking elements that are more running along this part of the foot. Still made out of that rubber, nice and pliable, fairly soft. You can see it is white, it's actually yellowing because they are so old. Again, this is a brand new pair, so they've really never touched grass before, so you can see that how old they actually are. 7 years old now. The shoe itself released originally in 2006. And then of course you do have this liquid rubber going across in these little red lines there. Again, a similar technology to what we're seeing on the current Predator LZ. It's definitely not as sticky as what you're going to find on the LZ, although it could have been at some point. Like I said, they're 7 years old, so I'm sure that the rubber has lost some of its grip, but a kind of a cool little feature on there just to allow for a little bit of extra grip on the ball when making strikes. Of course, you do have your synthetic sections going through the heel area of the shoe as well as on the bottom. You do have your external Predator heel counter right there, which is something you don't see too often on most modern shoes. A lot of modern shoes just feature kind of internal heel counters. You have your Adidas Team Jest logo right there. Tongue itself is made from kangaroo leather. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And then of course you do have your synthetic leather liner here at the back. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern goes, you can see that you have a split outsole design, which is something you don't see pretty much anymore on any modern soccer shoes. And the reason for that is just because it's a lot lighter to make it one piece, as opposed to having more pieces on the shoe, because you do have to still support this middle section there. It's not like there's nothing there at all. There still is plastic underneath. So basically there'd be a plastic plate, and then they put these extra plates over top that holds all the studs. And that's how they used to do it. It allowed for kind of two separate parts of the sole plate, which made for a little bit more flexibility through the midfoot as far as torsional support goes. It really would allow you to kind of twist and turn no matter which way, and you'd still have studs under your feet. I'm not sure that it makes that big of a difference whether it's split or not, but it is kind of a cool look to the shoe that you just don't see nowadays. Of course, you do have that classic traction Predator stud pattern that is not featured on any Adidas shoes anymore. Last time we saw it was on the Adi Power, and even then it was slightly modified. So you have your bladed studs going across the forefoot, your two support studs in the middle, and then of course your four bladed studs in the heel. And then the major talking point of the shoe was of course the Power Pulse technology, which is this kind of this little see-through window here. You can see this one's black and this one is gold, because those are the two things. This one actually says Power Pulse, as you can see. And I'll actually show you guys the insole. Basically it had more to do with the insole than the shoe itself. They included two sets. One was the Power Pulse version, which is what I have here, and it's basically an insole with this little plastic bar. It's not plastic, it's some kind of weighted material. I'm not sure exactly what it is, and it's there. It's actually 40 grams, believe it or not. So that's 1.4 ounces of extra weight. And the idea there was to add some power to your shot, because you had this extra weight in kind of like the high energy transfer zone on your foot, where you would be making contact with the ball. And Adidas claimed that this would increase the speed of your shot by 5%, which is a pretty lofty claim, to be completely honest with you guys. Personally, when I wore these, I didn't like to wear the weight in my shoe, but it's very, very interesting that Adidas would add weight to a shoe as opposed to get rid of weight in a shoe. And of course they did give you the option to just wear something without the extra weight, although this one does have some more weight. I'm going to throw these on the scale for you. This is the plastic version that's just there to fill in that hole, because if you do remove the insole itself, there still is kind of like a dip in the outsole. So this little piece here actually has to fill in that gap for the shoe to not have like a hole in the forefoot. So it's kind of an interesting idea, but like I said, the whole notion of adding weight to your shoe nowadays I just don't think would fly. It's an EVA foam insole with just a kind of mesh liner on the top, but a very interesting technology, this Power Pulse system, and something that, like I said, I just don't think would fly in today's modern market of soccer shoes. That's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes, and I move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how light these guys are. The Predator Absolute featured an interesting concept in that targeted weight on the shoe would actually increase the power of your shot. And there's a big difference between weight that's distributed across the entire boot as opposed to weight that's actually inserted in one part of the shoe. So definitely an interesting concept, and it's nice that Adidas gave you the option to go with the Power Pulse insole, which had the extra weight, but if you didn't want that, you could also go with the non-Power Pulse version. So I'm going to weigh in both versions for you in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in size 9 US. We're going to throw on the non-Power Pulse version, and you can see that it weighs in at 10.45 ounces, so slightly above average weight for what I would consider to be average weight for a modern soccer shoe nowadays, which is about that 10 ounce mark. Definitely not anything that I would consider to be unwearable. So we'll take that off the scale and we'll throw on the Power Pulse version really quickly. And you can see that it weighs in at 11.45 ounces, so 1 ounce more. And like I said, because the weight is targeted into the forefoot, it definitely does offer a difference in terms of feel, whereas normally if just that 1 extra ounce was distributed across the entire shoe, you probably wouldn't notice all that much of a difference. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of the video goes. And we'll move on to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit. Alright, here's a look at the Predator Absolutes on feet. And when they say they don't make them like they used to, they really do mean it, because this is honestly an incredibly comfortable pair of shoes. More comfortable than anything Adidas puts out right now, in my opinion. From right out of the box, the shoe feels like pillows on your feet. The leather is super soft, and you can tell it's just of a quality standard that you just don't get nowadays in any kind of soccer shoes, period, other than maybe the Copa Mundial. So super soft, super comfortable, and you know from after a couple hours of break-in time that leather is going to soften up even more and just stretch and form to your feet and become even more comfortable than they are from right out of the box. This is definitely a pair of shoes that I would wear to this day, even though it is 7 years old. Super comfortable, feels fantastic, and really that's to me what's important about a soccer shoe. So that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video goes, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my retro unboxing of the Adidas Predator Absolute. If you would like to see some more images of the shoes, you can go ahead and check out the retro page on my website. I'll leave a direct link down below in the description. Any questions you guys have regarding the shoes, feel free to leave a comment down below and I definitely will get an answer out to you. And if you guys could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. If you did enjoy today's video and you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. If you want to follow me on any of the latest social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you can find links to all of those down below in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.